Howdy, folks. Welcome back to the podcast. Thanks for joining us. We've been a little off the schedule lately because things just been kind of busy around here, around these parts. I think mainly Fallout. I've just been like, and then also I had a crazy video schedule over February. Skylar and I are trying to get Dungeon Delve done. So, but this week, I don't have like any deadlines this week except for like Descend, but we're gonna try to get a lot of Dungeon Delve done this week. That's pretty much it. But cool. This is the week previous to all of you guys, so yep. We also didn't do Zelda last week, but that was for a completely different reason.
Yeah, that was Colton's fault.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was entirely Colton's fault. I was forced to go see the Attack on Titan in theaters because they took the last two episodes and they put it in theaters. And I think what they did is they do what Map always does, which is they have like a TV release and then they have a Blu-ray release, which is they reanimated some scenes and they redubbed some parts. I know one part was redubbed, and there was also a scene at the end, which was it was very cute. So, but it was only in theaters for like 3 days, and the other 2 days we couldn't go. And I was like, well, we can go if we don't do Zelda. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to make the sacrifice this week. So sorry guys, that's why we didn't have Zelda. But it was fun. It was really cool. It was a good time. I was like, this is probably the 5th time I've watched both of these. Maybe not the last one. It was the 3rd time I'd seen the last half, but like the 5th time I'd seen the first half. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna feel any emotions. I think it's been beaten out of me now.
Yeah.
I think I'm desensitized to it.
Mm-hmm. Did you cry?
I cried more.
Oh.
And that's just because my brain was like, it's loud. And there's a lot of people in here. Like the loud wasn't bad. As you guys know, I'm the only one in the group that enjoys loud sounds.
Yeah.
So it was loud, therefore it was in my bones, therefore it was bigger than normal. So I was like, whoa. Or my brain was like, oh, what is crazy.
I didn't cry at all.
Wow, that's insane.
Yeah. I feel nothing now.
You feel absolutely nothing?
Oh,
dang.
God.
Can't hurt me anymore.
You were just numb the whole time.
It can't hurt me anymore. I've seen it enough.
It was frustrating. I had to stop myself. I was like, why am I so emotional? I've seen this. I've read it twice. I've watched it 5 times. Get over it, dude. Get over it. And then fucking Ryan is holding on to Jean, and he's like, we're scouts. And I'm like, ugh! And I was like, what the fuck, man? So anyways, that was what I did last week. I also started painting more minis. Yeah. And I've been having a lot of fun. Having a good time. I painted that bear for Fallout last time. Yeah, for a long time, I hated doing it. I don't know what it was. It was boring. I felt like I wasn't good at it, mainly because I have really big hands. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard to be really precise at that small of a level. Mm-hmm. And maybe I just tried it like twice, and I was like, stupid, can't do it, not good at it, bleh. And then, I don't know, I just had a desperate need to paint Fallout minis. I was like, I have to have these painted for this game. I have to do it. And so I've just been, the first one, I felt that when I wanted to do the Phyrexians for Strixhaven, because we had those really cool ones that Justin, so really it's Justin's fault. Justin has those really cool ones. Yeah. And I was like, well, I want to have the other ones. That would be weird if I didn't. So Abram printed out Abram, who's my brother-in-law's father, who also made our TV table. Very cool. He has a really good 3D printer, and he printed the Vorinclex and the Shieldred minis out. And I was like, all right, I'm going to try and paint them. And they were really easy because they're big, flat, white creatures, much like me. And it was really easy to just spread paint across it and be like, okay, they were good tutorial. If you guys want a good tutorial mini, Vorinclex, I think, was just great because there's not a lot of detail. If he looks scrungly, it's good.
Yeah.
And all I had to use was like brown, red, and white. That's all he's only 3 colors, and he's big. So it was just like, bleh. And then I was like, maybe I give him eyeballs. Maybe I give him a little gore around his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, this is fun. Oh, maybe I use a wash. Oh, that's how this works. That's great. Maybe I take the brush and dip it in some red and then flick it to make it look like there's blood on him. Wait, this is fun. And then I did children, and that was a little harder, but I did less detail on it.
There's the thing about the flicking the blood.
Yeah.
For like
What a statement.
For like the past 3 weeks,
Yeah.
every time I've wiped down our countertop, I'm like, what the fuck is stuck to the counter? What are these red specks?
Sorry.
It was the blood.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, sorry. I didn't see him.
I'm just
That's
sitting
why
there
I put the mat down today.
Yeah.
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 And I was like, I'm not gonna fuck up the table. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
I just accidentally. There's
Just
forever Vornclex blood on
It's
our
in the middle of the
countertop. Now.
countertop. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
why that's there.
We just get a scraper.
Yeah,
We'll just like scrape that shit.
you should.
Yeah. I will. I'm not gonna. What? No, I'm gonna make you 8 months pregnant do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, oh god, what was it? So that was fun, and then I cheated with Shieldred. Because the spray that we have, the primer is black.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, Shieldred's 95% black, so I'm not gonna do anything special on this. I'm just gonna paint the teeny tiny part that's on her, and it worked. And I was like, cool. And I was like, oh, I could keep doing this. And then I got to paint the bear that was in Fallout, and I was like, maybe I enjoy this. And I was like, okay, I will try to paint another Hero Forge mini, which is where I gave up in the past. I tried to paint my minis in the past. And I was like, this is hard and dumb, and I hate it. And I was painting a Xeraphis today, and I spent like 2 hours on him, and I'm actually really happy with it. I'm not done yet. He's right there, but
I know. I had to
he
glue
looks
him
good.
back together for you.
So he did fall, and his
failed?
arm with his gun going like this fell,
Yeah.
and his
Yeah.
horn came off.
He's
So true to the other one that you glued together,
yeah.
which
Oh, is this the second one?
This is
part
a
two.
new
Well,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's just tradition. Then at
The-
this
Didn't
point.
get stepped on this time.
I did make a new one. Yeah. The first one got stepped on, and then you like, what is that thing called? Fushigo? You like put them back
yeah,
together.
Sure.
Is that what it's called?
I have no idea.
Fushigi?
We talk about so much. I don't know why I can't remember it.
Yeah.
Like the
I'm pretty sure it's Fushigi.
the art of like
No, that's the ball.
bringing like pottery back together with like
Yeah.
gold. strips
Yeah,
in
yeah.
it,
And you can like see the cracks. That's
Yeah.
what he looked like.
He did.
He
And
did.
it was really cool for a while. And then I got a new one because I wanted one for his new art. And so
And then it got broke again.
and then he did break a little bit, but it doesn't even look like he ever broke. He is missing a thumb on this hand, but I will never be able to find that.
No.
A thumb of a
Yeah.
Hero Forge mini? That's
Yeah.
gone. That went in between the molecules.
Maybe he never had it to begin with.
Maybe he didn't.
Can you prove they did?
Exactly. So it's one of those things where like I unfortunately just said it to all of you and all of our viewers. But if I never tell anyone, you'll never notice.
Yeah, I didn't notice when I was putting him back together.
I noticed when I was painting because I was like getting his nails because I wanted his nails to be like they to be like fiery.
Yeah.
So I was like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no.
You're missing a
Yeah.
fucking digit guy.
Yeah.
It could have come off when he was printing.
Oh, you have a brush that is like 2 hairs.
Yeah.
That's the best brush.
It is.
It's so
You
great.
used to give me shit for that brush. I'm glad you.
I did, and now now I really
Yeah.
understand.
It's
Now I've-
necessary.
It is. It is.
There's one that has 2, and there's one that has
valuable.
like 5.
They're both great.
They're both great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like
I was
using
really
a-
worried about. Oh, sorry. Go
It's
ahead.
like using an eyelash.
His
I
comment does
should
that.
just use an eyelash
Yeah, just
for his
pull-
eyes.
Just pull one out.
I'll just take one out.
Yeah.
Like,
Why don't? What the hell? I should just do
make
that.
your own
Yeah.
brush.
I'll take my own hair out.
Yeah.
Reduce, reuse.
There you go. I painted this with my own hair.
Yeah.
That's great.
The only thing I don't like is that I think I made his skin a little too dark, but
Yeah.
when I compared it to like his art, I was like, I think it looks fine.
Yeah.
Because it's the same shade in that one, and I don't know how to make. If I make it lighter, I'm afraid he's gonna look too pink.
Oh,
And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'd rather him be dark. So, yep, that's what I've been doing.
That's great.
Time for you to talk about yourself.
About myself?
Yep.
I have been throwing everything in the house away. That's about it.
Bed, gone.
Gone.
Trash cans,
73
gone.
bathtubs, gone.
I was really
Wow.
disappointed.
Yeah.
I was almost gonna hit 100, and
Yeah.
she threw them all away.
Threw them all away.
It's a shame that.
Yeah,
Building stuff, painting stuff.
we didn't actually throw away our bed and trash cans. I just feel like I need to say that.
No, we still have a bed.
Yeah, I just wanted.
You're
I don't know.
on the floor.
You never know.
Yeah.
They could be like, "Oh, you got a new bed."
No.
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 No, that was a joke.
I love our bed too much.
Yeah. Yeah, just been preparing.
Yep. I went to the doctor today. It was one of those ones where they come in, they go, "You good?" And I went, "Yeah." And they went, Yeah, you're probably fine. And then I left.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I got a shot. They gave me a shot. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Was it
No.
painful?
Nope.
Oh, that's good. Where was it?
Right there.
Oh, I thought it was in your ass.
No, they do have to occasionally give me a shot in my butt, but
I know.
it's fine.
Yeah, that one sucks.
Yeah, it's stupid. Because I've also gotten the same exact shot in my arm, but every time I have to get that particular shot, they're like, bend over. And I'm like, they gave it to me in my arm once, and they're like, show us your butt.
Saban tells a story about that.
Yeah. I think his
I'm not going to be any specifics, but he has told me in the past that he went to the doctor one time and he knew who the nurse was.
Yes.
Like they knew each other in the past, and she was like, okay, these all have to go in your butt. And he went home later and found out that none of them needed to go in his butt.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's crazy.
that's a funny story. I don't know if it's real, but that's a funny story.
Yeah. One of the first times I got that particular shot, it's called a Rogam shot. It's because I have a negative blood type.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a negative blood type and your baby has a positive blood type, your body will think that it is something that is foreign and try to kill it.
Yeah.
But magic, science is magic. So
It
they made a shot that goes, don't do that.
Your body's like,
it's got to go in your
understood.
ass. Yeah. Well, we put the magic juice in your ass and you won't kill your baby.
God damn.
The first time I got it with Marceline, as the nurse was giving it to me, the doctor just opened the door.
Yeah.
And was like, I'm here now. And I'm like, cool. Hi. Nice to meet you.
My ass is out.
My ass is out and the door is open now. Thank you so much.
Damn.
Normally they're good about it though. Normally they not.
Yeah. I have a really bad joke about
what?
this.
What?
I don't know if this makes it in. So be prepared.
Okay.
And if it does make it in, I'm very sorry to everyone.
Okay.
Okay, so can you describe that again, the beginning again?
The Rogam
What?
shot?
Yeah, why you need it? What is your body doing?
I have a negative blood type. And if the baby has a positive blood
Uh-huh.
type, your body will attack it like it is a foreign object.
Oh my God. Can we give Trump the magic thing in his ass? The magic shot in his ass?
Yeah.
Because he's always that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
He's attacking everything that's foreign.
Oh.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I think that one can stay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, everybody.
I think that one can stay. We have to own our dictator.
Yeah. I didn't
I
know.
That's
hear
how it
they
works.
sell it at Claire's.
Yeah.
I've heard.
I
Sold out.
just hoping.
Hoping.
But
Yeah.
well, there's a lot of people that should go to Claire's.
Yeah, there is. There are.
I think without teetering.
Maybe we
I
are
think
teetering. We
without
are teetering. Yeah.
I think
I was-
we could. I think we
Yeah.
could.
You're right. You're right.
But
You're right.
I'm going to teeter.
Guys, we'll never get bought by Critical Role at this rate.
No.
Well, that might be like,
They're like, we agree, but
it's like they just love Claire's.
yeah.
They just really like Claire's.
We love Claire's.
This is this is the
The
first
little lip
episode
gloss?
you're ever watching. I'm sorry. There's a lot of inside references going on right now, and I'm not going to explain all of them. So I
That one
apologize.
we can't.
I apologize. You know
Yeah.
what? From now on, let's explain all of our inside jokes.
Okay.
Okay. But we have to do it in a funny way so it doesn't ruin the inside joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
cool.
sure that'll work out perfectly.
Yeah.
Watch all of the that'll be all we do this episode because all of the questions are just filled with inside jokes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They might be.
Can you guys comment down if you're listening on
I was looking at
Spotify
me, I was
or
like, no. Comment the video right now.
yeah, comment right now. So we have a new thing. I'm gonna come back to the comment thing. If you're watching on YouTube right now, can you comment down below and just let us know if you're like never confused, and then let me know if you are confused. Go down in there and be like, I'm constantly confused, but I'm having a good time, or like, no, I think you overthink how much we know.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be great to know. Thanks. But we're doing a new thing. We're using a new distributor for the podcast now. So we are still on Spotify. Hopefully, it should work. We're using. We used to use Castos. Now we use Megaphone. And that's because if you're watching on Spotify, or maybe you're listening on somewhere else, because it's distributing into more play. I think it's on Apple Music now. I don't know. I'm gonna have to find out. I'm gonna talk with Zach. But we have ads now, so we do run ads on YouTube, and we make money off of this. We don't monetize the bonus episodes because you guys are paying for that already, so you get that. But we weren't monetizing Castos because we just did not have the ability to do that. Now we do through Mana, because Mana, who gets me my sponsors, they're a talent agency, they're creator owned and run and things like that. They're very cool. And they also keep the lights on, which is pretty great. And yeah, so if you're watching on Spotify and you're like, why do I have to listen to 2 ads to watch this? It's because money. Yeah.
How?
I will. Do you want? I don't know if I am knowledgeable enough.
Oh, okay.
I can come back to you though about it.
I just never listen to long form content.
So I believe what it is they're kind of like a dynamic evergreen thing where they are baked into the episode itself and they can change. And I think the app that we're using now allows us to do that. And then we make money off of that. So, yep, that's basically it. I think that's how it works. That's how a lot of podcast people do it. And I believe some podcast people record their own. And I think that we might do that in the future. I don't know yet. So we're testing it out. We're seeing how it works. Anyways, that's why if you're listening and you're not on YouTube and you're like, there were ads, I'll be like, yeah, sorry. Anyways, what time for you to talk about yourself?
You ever got a shot in your ass?
Yeah. You ever painted a mini and then got shot in your ass? What if
That's a lot of things.
What you been doing?
I don't think I've ever gotten a shot in my ass, but I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
What about you?
Yeah. What about?
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe my
I don't
thigh.
know. I don't think I've ever gotten a shot below the waist.
When you're a baby.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. I should have remembered that.
Maybe.
You get they do the shots in your legs till you're like 5.
You're right. I have vivid memory of that. Thank you.
I feel like I've gotten a shot somewhere in my thigh before, as an adult of some kind, but I couldn't tell you why or what or what was the cause of that.
The cause. What you been up to lately?
Ping and mini. I'm sorry. I was talking about. I've tried to process all this at once. I like Jacob. Still feel that way, but I don't. And I can paint. Like I can traditionally paint, but I'm not very good at miniatures. It's just all very small and it's hard, and I don't really know if I understand it.
Yeah.
And I've not been doing a lot of this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's hard to say. I think the week before was like Fallout, so that was just like the week to just kind of breathe. And I did a lot of that.
It was nice. Yeah.
Pretty chill. And then we had Spelljammer again.
Hell yeah.
I spent some time
that
doing
Spelljammer game was insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was crazy. The bar keeps rising.
Yeah.
It keeps getting elevated. Guys, go fucking watch that episode of Spelljammer. It was insanity. Emma and I did a crazy thing. Everybody did something crazy in that episode.
It's very
I
cool.
just mostly focusing on the part that Emma and I had. That was insane. I was explaining it to Tyler yesterday.
Yeah.
Because we played Magic. And Tyler was like, holy fuck. And I explained the scythe because of that was in Mayhem Pits.
Yeah.
And Tyler was like, whoa. And I was like, yeah. It was fun.
Yeah.
It was cool.
No, it's been cool. I talked about it a little bit with Mia on the way home, just trying to get all my ducks in a row. Because after a game, it can be really like the fall of it all really can be like a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to like put everything kind of in its right home, and we'll see. But I think we have a good trajectory to the end.
Very cool.
I'm excited about it, and everyone seems to be understanding what I'm putting down.
Very cool.
It's a huge thing, especially for that game. I was very nervous about it, but y'all fucking get it, so I don't have to ever worry about anything.
That's given me a lot of confidence for this Saturday.
Yeah.
For everybody listening, this has already happened, but
Yeah.
I'm very nervous about this Saturday. It's really funny how things like this line up.
Yeah.
We all
It's the
do it.
zeitgeist.
Yeah.
Just something in the air, and we all kind of
We
get
just
it.
all feel it. Yeah. So, but I think I appreciate you kind of taking the bullet, and it's giving me confidence and being like, okay, well, if Pepper was really nervous about that game,
Yeah.
and I'm really nervous about this game, but Pepper's like, well, I should just trust my players. Then
Yeah.
I feel confident in that.
Yeah.
I think the only part I'm nervous about is I think mine comes with more pain. Yours had a little bit of pain,
Yeah.
but a lot of stuff to put into our hands to have trust with.
Yeah.
Mine's a little bit the opposite of that.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. But I'm excited.
I'm sure it'll be great.
Cool.
I was describing it to Mia, and I was like, "There's a really big moment when I did. I don't know if it's spoilers or not. I don't know if I give a shit, but where I break the fourth wall.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about these other like things I want to talk about that I've been trying to talk about for like 30 episodes, and I was like, I'm nervous because I want it to make sense. I want people to enjoy it, but more importantly, this is my fucking point.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the moment I'm going to be like whole and bare. I mean, I guess I'll have another moment will be even more clearer, but I'll be like, this is the thing I want to talk about.
Yeah.
And if it's rejected, the whole thing kind of like goes up in flames.
Oh my
So
god.
it's a real nut up or shut up moment. So I'm like, hey, this is it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
And if it vibes, then we're all super great.
Mm-hmm.
But if there's some hitches, we can still smooth them out. But if it's just a full fucking rejection, the whole thing kind of begins to spiral out. But no, worked out. And everyone got it. You two fucking clicked. I saw Spencer's fucking shitting grin the entire time. I was like, nah, we're fine.
Yeah. Spencer,
We're good.
You're having a
We're
good time.
good.
I was.
It's all a vibe.
I definitely feel that. I feel that idea of like, well, this is it. This is kind of the whole idea.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if we don't like this, then this isn't going to work. So
Which,
very cool.
Again, the benefit of D&D is that I have 2 weeks to figure it out, and I will make it work if it's not. But
It's true.
it was one of those moments where it's like, this is the whole point.
Yeah.
This is the whole fucking kit and caboodle.
Hell yeah.
But it went really well, and my fucking players are the best ones in the world, so I'm very fortunate.
Well, I feel fortunate to have you as a GM.
Thank you.
I feel like I had something I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it was. God damn it. Well, maybe it'll come back to me at some point. Hey, but did it have to do with this? The podcast? The fact that we've been... Fuck. I don't remember. I know there's something in my brain that I'm like, I know I wanted to talk about this today, but I don't remember what it was.
We can wrap
Maybe
back
it'll
around.
come back. Maybe it'll come back, but cool. Nope, still don't know.
Is it on?
Yeah. Well,
valid.
we
Can I have
don't
some?
really have a theme today. Nope.
Where'd the straw come from?
It was, I don't know. Oh, it was in there.
Oh, so it's a fresh straw?
No, it is not. It is a few days old. But it was only used to drink water.
Promise?
Why would I lie to you?
I don't know. Because you know how I feel about straws.
No. You still didn't use it.
Well, the straw is in the cup.
Yeah.
Whatever would be inside the straw would also be in the cup.
You're pregnant. I guess you can get away with it. But
No,
if you
this
did
is
this
how I-
not pregnant, I would make fun of you.
This is how I am all the time.
Yeah. That's why I'm not making fun of you right now. We had a lot of questions last time.
Yeah.
And we are going to... Oh! I remember what it was.
There you go.
I remember.
Blast. Go on.
Okay. So we're going to get to questions. We're going to look at the old ones, though. Just want to let you guys know. Okay. So remember 2 episodes ago, which was like a month ago for us, when I was trying to talk about the YouTubers I don't like, meh, and I never really landed on a point, and I was like, I don't know what I'm trying to say here. And there's just a thing about some YouTubers that I
Yeah.
don't like, and I can't be specific about it. I can now be specific about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what it is. This is this follow-up that no one cared about, but it's important to me. So I was trying to say, because I've encountered it about 100 times since then. It is frustrating. Somebody tweeted about it too one time, and it's a big famous tweet that's going around right now. But it is when you watch a YouTuber and you're like, you learn about something that you didn't know about, and you're like, oh wow, this is really informative. This YouTuber's really good. Then you watch a video that they make about something you know a lot about, and you realize they're so stupid. They don't know what they're talking about, and they're like, it's not that they're stupid, but the what they're talking about is so unbelievably surface level that you're like, oh yeah, I mean, this isn't really informative. You're just talking about something that exists already. You're not adding your opinion to it. You're not transforming it in any way. You're not turning it into art. You are just taking something and saying what it is. And people who have no idea what it is eat that shit up because they have no idea what it is. And I encounter that a lot more now because there's just a lot of things I guess I'm learned about now, that when I watch a video, and I was being specific about Fallout, I guess the idea and the response to the whole why this exists is there's a lot of new Fallout, a lot of new people who are into Fallout, probably because of the TV show, and they're like going to YouTube and explaining what Fallout is.
Yeah.
And it's like, I found a video that has like 1 million views about somebody talking about why Fallout 1 is scary.
Yeah.
And they're not explaining why it's scary. They're just explaining the plot.
Yeah.
They're just saying the plot of Fallout 1, and I'm like, this is nothing. This is not a good... But it has 1 million views because a bunch of people don't know what it is. So they're like, wow, this is scary. And I'm like, yeah, there's way better videos about this. What?
Yeah.
And that upset me a little bit. So that was basically it. And I have found it a couple of more times now where I've been like, oh, somebody has a cool observation that they've made about this thing. Maybe it's D&D, maybe it's Fallout, maybe it's fucking Sonic the Hedgehog. I don't even know that much about Sonic, but I was like, and I'd watch it. I'd be like, this is nothing. You're just explaining something, and it's not interesting, and it upsets me. And then I find myself while I'm listening to it making fun of the person. I'm like, and I'm like, I should turn this off. I don't know why I'm watching this. I kind of want to make a video about it, to be really specific about it, to be like, this is what it sounds like in my head, and I'm probably gonna do it.
You should.
Yeah, I'm trying to do different types of videos, so I might do one where I'm like, this is what most YouTube videos sound like to me. And it's just like, Dungeons and Dragons is a game where you roll a dice. And what a lot of players don't know is that you can pick a class.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, this must go really hard for somebody who has no idea what this is.
Yeah.
Anyways.
I think I kind of what you mean. Because I think sometimes I'll slip, it kind of feels like, sometimes I'll slip into like an autoplay, like playlist.
Yeah.
And it'll be like, I don't know if this person's real.
Yeah.
Like, I know this person's not just like an AI voice reading a thing. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this is fucked, but I can tell it's a person.
Yes.
But the way they like, I don't know, enunciate.
Well, it could be that they
inflections are. It's all incredibly rigid.
So that's my conspiracy theory about this video that I'm not going to specifically name right now, because I'm not going to be all accusatory or anything. But because who knows, that person maybe made that video and whatever. But the video that I was watching seemed like it was not. It wasn't AI voice, but it was AI written. And somebody went write me a video about why Fallout 1 is scary. And then they just read the script.
I don't think I ever knew that was probably a possibility.
And it sucks because you can make it look so normal. And it's it's so easy for video games because you don't have to edit shit.
Yeah.
You just throw in clips of the game. Just throw it in. Okay, here's how I'm going to make my video game video this week. AI, write the script. I will record footage of me playing the game. I will put the footage in the moments where it is in the game, which would probably take a couple days to edit. Boom, done. You barely did shit. And and it's sneaky because you wouldn't think of it. Because you can see everything you're seeing and hearing and ingesting, but it's when you start to really think about what you're listening to, you're like, yeah, everyone knows this. What the fuck is this video about? And then I just start getting mad at the video. I'm like, what? This is not profound. This is Jesus Christ. I'm so sorry. You okay? Yeah. Sorry, and to audio listeners, I hit the mic in my fury, in my rage, and I nearly killed Spencer. Sorry. I should disarm myself.
Yeah.
Anyways, this clearly upsets me. Because you're just taking everything out of what makes this art form so beautiful, and you're trying to cash in on it. And I think it upsets me to a different level because I try so hard to not say the same thing over and over and over and over and over again, and to bring something new to the table that I can have an opinion on, that I can teach somebody new. And it's frustrating that I'll do that and it will gain a mediocre response or mediocre viewership. And then somebody else will AI generate something and it's like the most profound thing. Everybody thinks it's fucking amazing. And it's like, what? You don't realize what this is. And old man yells at cloud. It's fucking annoying, but whatever. Whatever.
He is valid though. I totally understand it.
So I'm probably gonna yell about it in a video at some point.
Oh, there you go.
Whatever.
Good.
What made me feel good though was in that recent Reddit video that I did, the last one that I did, which I talked about on the podcast. I'm like, I'm done for a while. Was somebody was talking about ChatGPT, and I got to have my AI rant in that one, and it was nice to see a lot of comments being like, hell yeah, and I was like, okay, good, cool.
Yeah.
Anyways, so we did Fuck, Marry, Kill, Mind Flayer, Aboleth, Beholder.
Yes.
This one from Michael Lovecat asks, if a woodchuck chucked wood but realized he wanted to worship the wood he chucked, would he be a paladin?
Because he chucked it?
Yeah, well, a woodchuck chucked wood but realized he wanted to worship the wood he chucked. Would he be a paladin? No, because yeah. I agree.
Spencer, you know what? What were you gonna say? Because I think it's important for the resident paladin enjoyer.
I was gonna say
he's a woodchuck.
Yeah,
he's just a woodchuck.
Yeah, he's just a guy.
Yeah.
What would differentiate that from a half orc who wants to worship the wood that he worshipped an orc?
I mean, I think an oath.
Yeah.
Okay. But
You-
what if
you
the
have to take an
woodchuck
oath.
can't comprehend the idea of an oath?
Then
He can't do it?
You
no,
can't do it.
Oh,
No.
damn.
because then you can't. Because an oath is a willing like a willing devotion.
Right. It's not
That's made
worship.
every day, and it's not. Oh no, I think it can be.
It can be?
But a thing that only does the thing,
Mhm.
like you can't say like an axe worships like wood, because the axe's sole function is to impart for the wood.
That makes sense.
It's really easy to have devotion or an oath if you're the thing to do the thing.
That's a cool idea, though, is to have an axe that becomes so attached to wood
No,
that it chops it real good.
Yeah.
You think he's a paladin?
Well, if he's so you have to make an oath, and worship can fall under oath, but
I mean,
worship
that's a very majestic photo of that guy.
worship does not mean oath.
Yeah. Well, no, but I think an oath is set in devotion,
Got it.
because an oath you uphold every day. You
So
choose
if
to do
he's
that.
worshiping it every day,
that does not mean an oath.
it doesn't mean an oath.
No.
Well, what if he's the most dedicated woodchuck to wood to ever exist? It still wouldn't count.
I think he would have to take an oath of some kind to do that.
What if he takes the oath in his heart, but he doesn't like out loud do it because he's a woodchuck?
I think a paladin's not shy about their oath.
I guess it makes sense.
I don't think they have to.
Oh well,
be-
I don't think he's being shy. He
I don't
does it
think
every day.
Well, that's the problem. Is that
What are you doing? What are you
he's already
looking
doing
up?
something.
You looked up woodchucks.
Yeah, because they're cute. So you know how if you look up something, it'll be like people also ask.
Yeah.
One of them is what is groundhog's worst enemy?
Oh my god.
Oh my god,
Primary
what is it?
predators of groundhogs are hawks, foxes, coyotes, bobcats, dogs, and humans. However, motorized vehicles kill many groundhogs each year.
Wait, say that again.
It says, however, motorized vehicles kill many groundhogs each year.
God damn,
I
fucking
like that they're not listed as
And then-
enemies though. They just slaughter them.
Yeah.
my fucking
And
bird
then
scooter's hitting him.
One of the other asked questions is, does Irish Spring soap keep groundhogs away?
What the fuck?
That's crazy.
The
That's some
enemy-
Midwestern shit. I don't get that one.
DIY repellents include Irish Spring soap,
What?
Wow.
hot
They just
pepper
hate the smell.
flakes, black pepper, and coffee grounds.
They,
They don't
fucking
like
hate,
it.
They fucking hate the smell. They're like, I'm out of
They're
here.
like,
What the hell? That sounds like a great day to me.
Irish Spring soap.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Irish Spring soap, black pepper, and
It smells good, but
coffee?
it makes your skin feel gross.
Yeah, it's
God.
it leaves a residue.
I'm groundhog number one op now.
Yeah?
Yeah, I love all three of those things.
Good God.
Coffee, black pepper.
I don't
And
love Irish Spring, but I enjoy it.
I just don't like the way it makes your skin feel.
It kind of makes me think about Irish cream.
Why?
What makes Irish cream Irish? Is it because it's kind of alcoholic,
I don't
like the coffee creamer,
I'm not
Irish
sure.
cream?
You ever just want to wonder?
No, you can just look things up.
Yep.
Yeah.
No.
That was a story. We have to. That's an inside joke. You have to explain it.
Jack is notorious apparently amongst his family for just looking shit up when people ask questions. And one time his brother went, "Don't you just want to wonder?" And Jack was like, "No, I want to know what it means."
And then the funny part is that he told us that story a bunch of times, and we all laughed at it. And it was like, and now we all are like,
Yeah.
"Don't you just want to wonder?"
It's important too.
That was good. That was really good explanation. You should explain
Thanks.
things more. You're better at it
Irish
than I
cream
am.
is Irish because it is made with Irish whiskey and cream.
They're putting whiskey in the coffee creamer?
Irish cream.
They can't sell that.
Yeah.
I think that's
I haven't seen. Sorry, what?
I don't know. I was just saying they could probably sell a lot of shit.
Well, I'm sure you could, but it was non-alcoholic. Did it just kind of taste like whiskey? I haven't.
I would assume it's cooked out.
I feel like I saw that so much.
What?
Irish cream coffee creamer
Yeah.
Yeah.
all the
it's
time, and now it's
probably-
like non-existent.
It's probably coffee creamer that is made to taste like Irish cream, like
That makes more sense.
liqueur.
I just feel like when I was like 10, that was so
Yeah.
popular, and I was always like, "What is this?"
I don't know.
And then for some reason, my brain also coincided that with Irish Spring, but I didn't know it was because of whiskey. So I was just like, "There's an Irish flavor?
Yeah.
Is it
It's whiskey.
Shamrock Shake?"
No.
Okay.
Whiskey.
Well, so then the neuron also tangled onto that. So it's like Shamrock Shake,
Okay.
Irish Cream, Irish Spring. I think they're just all mint. in my head, but but I never thought any of those, well, except for the Shamrock shake does taste like mint.
Oh.
Is Shamrock even an Irish? That's not even an Irish thing. That's an American bastardization of a leprechaun, which is a derogatory thing for Irish people.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Don't you love America?
Isn't the Shamrock just a
You just be like, wow, this thing that we all enjoy as a nation, let's trace it all back to its roots. Oh, no.
We were not good to the Irish.
Fuck.
No.
Yikes.
We weren't good to anybody.
No.
Let's just be honest about that. We weren't good to anyone.
We were even good to ourselves.
No.
No.
Shamrock is a type of clover used as a symbol of Ireland.
Yikes.
There you go.
Well, St. Patrick's Day. When's that?
The 17th of March.
Why do you know that
Because it's my
instantly?
stepdad's birthday.
Oh,
There you go.
is it Dusty's birthday?
Yeah.
Oh, that's okay. Well, anyways, that was a fun question about woodchucks. I'm sorry, I cut you off in the middle of your.
I don't know if I was actually. I don't know if I had a point anyway.
So I think where I just was playing devil's advocate for the sake of
Yeah.
it. I do believe a woodchuck cannot be a paladin unless it gains some form of sentience.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to understand what it means to take an oath.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, oh, this is a really good question. Very interesting. Processed Soy asked, what is the worst flub in your GMing journey? The one that you look back on after all these years and still shiver and cringe. I'm a new GM and scared to death to mess up real bad. So far, so good. ... Also love the content. Glad to see a return, at least temporarily, to skits. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I want to do them more. The one I uploaded this past week, though, I feel like was a little bit more of a downer than I meant it to be. And I'm going to try to make them more silly. So, yeah. This is a crazy question. And by crazy, I mean, it's just really interesting to me. Because they're always asking about, like, what was the worst game you ever played? Or, like, what's the biggest regret you've ever had? But, like, that's more real. It's like a flub that didn't ruin the game, but you're just like, oh, whenever you think about it. And I think that goes beyond GMing too. I think you can have a player moment like that as well. And I think the one that I always think about is for myself is when I think I've talked about this before while Olivia was here because it involves her character. I just talked about it in the group chat recently, but and she brings it up to make fun of me a lot. But I don't know how it happened. For all of you Sunder enjoyers, you're very aware of this. There was a point where she got a dragon. Her character Olivia got a dragon, like a baby dragon of some kind. And she was like, I have a dragon. And it was like her pet. And then I really wanted to make the villain of the next arc, like really just, I wanted everybody to hate him. So we did like a combat where he like showed up with like a bunch of dudes and like he, with his enormous crossbow, like shot and killed the dragon. And I was like, heh. And I didn't realize at the time that like Olivia was like upset about that. Like she was like looking forward to having a dragon. And I was just like, nope. And just killed it for no reason. Well, the reason was to make my bad guy hateable, but it was not worth it. Every time I think back to that, I was like, that was dumb. Why did you do that? There's a million other ways to do that. Why did you do it like that? So yeah, that's the one I think about. And I go, yeah. Another one in Sunder was when you guys were in the city. And there was potentially going to be Tiamat was going to show up. And you guys like did a mystery and the mystery didn't make any sense. And you guys were like, well, we're going to leave. And I was like, well, guys, clearly the solution to this mystery was to talk to this person you had never met before and go into this area. And you didn't solve it. And then I went, well, oops. And I think about that and I go, But it was a good learning moment. It was a good learning moment.
I don't know. I don't think I have many moments where I think about something that I cringe about.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, probably because I don't play with anyone or talk to anyone that I like early DM'd with.
Oh, that makes sense.
So
yeah.
I don't know if I ever have like someone go, oh, remember that time?
Oh,
but I don't know because I think honestly I think when I was a baby DM, I had all the people that were super fucking cringe anyway. So even the thing that I probably would have done,
Yeah, that makes sense.
probably immediately after, the 5 things they would have done would have been even crazier.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
So
sure,
I don't
sure.
know if I,
You were
I was definitely cut my teeth as a DMing for the dregs of society.
That's really funny.
But I don't know. I don't know if I could think of anything. I do think of things a lot where I'm like, I wish I would have handled that differently.
Mm-hmm.
Like in a way, like I wish I would have done this instead. But that's because like in the moment, you just have to play with what you have. But
Yeah.
then if you give yourself like primarily like 5 minutes not on camera, you're like, oh, this would have been the cooler idea. And that would have been recently when Spelljammer, where I should have just left Gwen dead when he touched the axe.
Yeah.
And then you guys would have had to time travel to go back and fix it.
Oh.
Because that's what I
interesting.
wanted to anyway.
Interesting.
I think that's the better like problem or the better solution to that problem.
That makes sense.
But
That
I think
makes
I was tied between trying to illustrate 2 points, and I was like, which one of these 2 points is it going to be the one that I want to like hammer home?
Oh yeah.
And I chose a different one versus I think I should have just kept this one. Which is kind of an interesting thought, because I think if I really bring it down to like boil it down, I think the 2 things I had was, do I go through the path that broadens the worldview, or do I go down the path that secures player agency? And I think I went worldview instead.
That makes sense.
I probably should have done player agency.
Well, both are cool.
Yeah. Fingles, I'm not particularly worried about.
Fingles was funny.
Yeah, I don't cringe about any of
Fingles
that
was
shit,
great.
because honestly,
Yeah.
that shit happens all
Yeah.
the fucking time.
I have another one. I have a lot of these, I
Oh,
think,
okay.
because I'm just a silly guy, and I think about, I'm go, this is a good idea, and then I go, that was not a good idea. But when in Strixhaven, we you know we're at the point where we're gonna get Stalwart out of the orb, and Stella has the orb, and I just like forgot a vital, key, important aspect of the reason why Stella couldn't get Stalwart out of the orb, and wrongfully assumed that it was just that Stella didn't want to put just anybody into the orb. But then so I was like, yeah, well, yeah, you can put anyone into the orb. That's a thing you could do. And then and then Mia was like, so then I'm gonna go get a random person then, and we don't need to have this conversation. I was like, that was dumb. And then like I think we went to break, and then I talked to her about it. I was like, never mind. And then we came back, and I was like, never mind. that was dumb. And that was just me just misunderstanding. And I was just, that was oopsie. That was a flub.
that shit happens all the fucking time.
Yeah, there's just so much going on in that game, and it was fine. We were able to retcon it. That's the beauty of the game, is that we
Yes.
can do that. It was harder in that moment though, because I am trying to be the arbiter, and I'm trying to be mysterious about how things work.
Yeah.
And I like to be that, and it's hard to be that when also you're dumb and you forget your own shit. So I was like, whoops. Okay, we just gotta. What's the situation we need to make this here? There we go. We fixed it. It was fine. So, yep. And then I don't know if I've really had one in Descend. Let me think. I can't think of any right now. There probably is though. There's probably one in there. I was like, that was dumb. Oh, I have one recently. Like really recently.
Yeah.
It was very small.
Yeah.
But I talked to Spencer about it, and she was like, and I was like, okay, well, I take it for myself.
Yeah.
It was in Fallout, and it was the last episode, and it was literally the second after, not even the second, like a minute after it happened. I was like, God damn it. It was when you went to the ham radio, and you were like, can I kind of get something out of this? And I was like, okay. And then I was like, I can't really think of anything. So I didn't. And then I thought of something, and I was like, I should have just fucking given you something for that. Like, I could have done that. Instead, you just kind of got nothing instead of like a proper noun. And it's like, that's lame. And so I'm going to make up for it in a coming episode where I want something like that to happen.
Sure.
Because I thought it was cool. But in the moment, and then after the game, I was like, God damn it. There should have been something there. Because in retrospect, I think,
I did get something out of it. So it was not necessarily net zero.
right.
But
I
do
was-
understand what you're saying.
It was one of those things where it's like, I'm trying not to beat myself too much about it, because it was one of those things where it's like a minute later, I thought of something really cool.
Yeah.
I was like, fuck. And we're already kind of past it, and I don't
Yeah.
really want to go back to it.
Yeah.
But I was like, I think I can in the next episode. So I have something for that now.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So
That's kind of the beauty of D&D, though, isn't it? That you can go back to the next episode and be like,
Yeah. Actually,
you misunderstood. This is what it means. You're like, oh, you're so smart. You're like, you idiot. You fucking fools. You don't know that I'm stupid. I'm stupider than all of you combined. I just write the story. It's not a loophole. That was just a door.
That is so relatable. That happens a lot in Descent.
Yeah.
Where you guys give me way too much credit for that game. Where you guys are like, whoa. And I'm like, no. Yeah, I'm glad you think that. But
I think it's more than fair to say that as a DM, your job is to have all these million threads spooling out where they often get tangled. And sometimes my players hang themselves with it. But the art of a DM is making sure that all the threads still come together for a blanket.
Yeah, exactly.
No one wanted the blanket to be beautiful or spotless.
But it's my blanket.
But it is our blanket that we made together.
Yeah.
The art of it's just making sure everything goes smoothly to one space.
And it's all that's infinitely more interesting to have it make it feel like you did that. It's like, I feel like I did something. And that's always fun. That's always nice.
You actually, do you know what I cringe about? I cringe about not spending another week trying to order those fucking things for the director's fight. I ordered those 2.5 weeks early. They didn't show up, and I was like, oh my God. And I had to build an entire encounter for a boss fight in less than like 12 hours. And I was like, why did I do this to myself?
Damn.
I should have ordered it like 2 months ago. I should just fucking done it.
Yeah.
Why did I play so fast and lose with the rules?
Yeah.
Well, that was
It's
also
like
fun still. So
It was.
It did work out.
But I understand the pain of being like, oh, but what was in my head though?
Yeah. There's constant moments where I'm like, you have to remember these guys don't see what's in your mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they don't know that you just cut probably the best part of it, and maybe you can reuse that later.
Yeah. Your little tiles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Grayscale Believer asked, question for Pepper. How long do you spend writing the descriptions or planning moments in Spelljammer? They always inspire me and fill me with wonder. And I was just wondering if you could give some insight into your writing process. And then there's a second part to that question.
Yeah.
But I will let you
Pause.
do the first part.
Okay. So they want to know like how I write like certain like narrative scenes.
Yeah.
I think I sit with them for a while. And when I mean that, I think like, for instance, listening to or this last episode, I had like 2 big ones I wanted to have, which was the showing up of Zaleth in that shot scene. And then the second scene being the fourth wall breach. And I think, honestly, I just sit through my playlist and I sit quietly and just kind of listen to music until I'm like, oh, this song sparks something for me.
Yeah.
And then I just put that song on repeat. And then I sit and go, well, what am I feeling? What is this trying to tell me? And I just kind of let myself try and create without, like, inhibition. Because if I try and self-edit, then I can wind up falling into, like, something that's not, like, necessarily honest, or if I'm like, oh, this isn't like that cool of an idea. If I try and hyper analyze it, I can really get in my head about it. So I just kind of like do it. And a lot of it's people that talk about all the time, but like talk to yourself. Yes. I do voices all the time. I sit in a car, I'm narrating.
Yes.
I feel so confident doing those things without notes because I practice them on the drives home.
Yes.
I try different inclinations of saying it. I try different background music to playing it, and it's just a lot of that. I think I sit with it and I go, I really want to have this song, and that's why the song we had last week was kind of built for that fourth wall breach and that shot scene. As I was like, what am I trying to feel? What am I trying to elicit? What do I want them to feel? And I just kind of let myself ramble and like word vomit in like the car, and I was like, oh, these lines suck. That one though, I keep thinking about. So then I keep that, and I'm like, well, I'll say some more shit, and I'm like, these ones don't fit. I'll clip those, and I'll keep this one. I'm like, how do I make them kind of fit together? And it comes down to probably like, how can I get like 8 or 9 sentences out of it? Because then when you speak something, it's way slower than typing it. And especially if you don't do it from like a script, from like memory, you pause and it seems dramatic, but you really just go like, what the fuck is the what the fuck is the next stanza? What am I trying to say again? Or you get so lost into it and you're like, where am I?
Yeah.
I got caught in like the idea of like, I don't know where I became sentient while I was talking again, and I'm like,
you fucking ejected.
I pull out.
You're like, ah!
Like, but yeah, I think that I tend to rely on something that elicits emotion myself, and I try and take that and use that as a catalyst to try and elicit emotion from my party. But a lot of it is I try not to write it down, because the stuff that I can try and memorize, it leads into, I think, a genuineness about how people speak just in general.
That is so good. It's also just good to hear. It's really cool to hear how much time you spend with like a certain scene, because in part as to why I want to ask this question, I am also just so it's something you mentioned a lot. It really angers me how good you are at just describing like a scene. I'm just like, fuck.
Yeah.
And it's cool to know that you just spend a lot of time with it, and you try to perfect it. I mean that, and that's cool. So I knew that this was a good strategy, but I didn't realize how valuable it was. And I'm like, I needed to do this more.
Yeah.
Like that it's one gripe that I have with the way that I DM right now is that like, I'm always like, okay, what do I need to hit next? Or like, I know what I want out of this, but why am I so like, I'm so scatterbrained on what I want it exactly to be? And it's because I've probably thought about it 100 times, but I haven't actually said it out loud.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, now I'm saying it for the first time, and I realize some parts of it are stupid, and I'm trying to edit in real time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, this is bad. And you're so right, because the times where I've been able to talk to myself about it, I've been like, oh, okay, I realize I need to change this.
Yeah.
I understand how this is going to sound, the presentation of it. So absolutely super solid advice.
I will say, this is kind of to go back to the last question. The beginning of Spelljammer, I talked through a lot, but I talked like a 15-minute like fucking monologue. It was long, so I had to write it. And the first like 2 or 3 minutes, you can see me trying to battle my instinct of just going like. Because if you look behind my DM screen, usually my fucking laptop's off.
Yeah.
I have nothing in front of me. I don't have notes. I'm just trying to be present with my players in the moment. Mm-hmm. And if I have confidence in my theme and my story, then I don't have to reference anything.
Yeah.
Because whatever I say, even though it may be fucking loose or something, I can always tie it back to my core theme, regardless of like that's just a fucking blaring hole in my in my narrative.
Yeah.
But you can see me struggle as I go. Okay, I'm trying to keep training my thoughts here. And I'm like, oh, I skipped that sentence. I didn't say that line exactly correct. And I go, fuck it. I put them down.
Yeah.
And I just go from off my script and then I deliver. But it happens sometimes. And it's just, you have to learn the entirety. And the way that you speak it is incredibly different than the way that you write it.
Absolutely solid. So good. So good. And the second part of this question is also, how do you pick the songs for the Spelljammer track list? It got me into the Midnight, Gunship, etc. Hell yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. And the song choices are often spot on. So I was curious how you pick thematic songs before the session.
Because the song informs the session.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't pick the song to inform. The session evolves from that.
That's cool.
I think if I looked at like my DM RPG stats, I'd have a really bad stat in like continuity, but I have a really strong stat for in-moment scenes. Yeah. Because I think that's how I narrate in generals. I have these really powerful scenes. And I think this is also kind of my, like, what was it called? Your fucking, it's not your fucking, not your mythos, but your
ethos.
Yeah, my fucking ethos of the whole thing is I don't really give a shit about like, I'm trying to keep you in the moment and I'm trying to make it fucking elicit you with like an emotion right now. Yeah, I don't really care if what I said like last session or 100 sessions contradict that. What I'm saying now is more important.
It's the most important thing.
That's what I'm trying to, because I'm trying to keep us all in like an experience. So I think I can tend to go, well, none of this other bullshit is important to me. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to focus on these things. So I think I'm very good at that, but I also have like these like blaring faults that I just don't care about and don't try and fix.
I could talk about this for forever, but we don't have that much time. But I have a thing about this that I really need to get out in like a video or something where being like a DM has made me realize this as well, where it's like the scene you're currently DMing is always the most important. The story that you're currently telling is always the most important. Yeah. And when you run a game where you want to have like callbacks and you want to have, in episode 1 we did this, and then it makes sense 20 episodes later, you can still do that, right? Yeah. It's because it's only about the session that you're currently running. If you want to tie back to that, if you have the need to, but sometimes you don't have to do that. You know, that is not a necessity. That is like it's, I don't want to call it a privilege, but it is just a thing that you can do sometimes. It's an artistic style if you want to do that in your game, but you don't need to.
No.
And I think this goes beyond the medium of D&D and TTRPGs and DMing and into story writing itself, because the point I'm getting to here, sorry, I'm this way.
Just put your...
Okay. I can't, it just, all right. I think lore is dumb. I think lore as a concept interesting, but all lore is one time somebody told a story that said this, and now another person, or maybe the same person, is now telling a story, and when it isn't the same or referential or holds up to the story they told in the past, that equals bad, and that's dumb, because that limits you as a storyteller so much when you have to stick to something that's old. Some people can do it. Some people enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
I am a person who kind of enjoys doing that sometimes, but I hate to see when somebody doesn't do that, and then people hate when they do that. That sucks. This and this is going to go into something else, but like this is how I feel about Star Wars, which is I think it's so dumb that people are like, oh, we have to stick to this fucking lore that we wrote a long time. It's like, that's not lore. That's a story that somebody wrote because they thought that would be cool, and now you're going to hold somebody else to the same standard because that was their idea. That's stupid. They should be allowed to do something else, or at least change it. If they want to respect it and change it, fine, like whatever. But as like a DM and like as a storyteller, I think that's great. I think that's entirely valid. Yeah. And because you're telling the story right now, you can change it. Who fucking cares? Yeah. It doesn't matter. Pepper a year ago, it doesn't know what Pepper a year later is going to do. Yeah. And so you're allowed to change it. Yeah. Fucking anyways.
Sorry. I also think that in regards to songs and kind of what you're saying. Yeah. I also think that there's a point where I try and find something that, like, I should say this. I have a like setting, like every arc that, especially like around a character, I try and include one song they've told me they like or that was on their list. Nice. So I did that with Jennifer. Cool. And I did that with Amara, and I've done that with the other two guest characters. Yeah. And I will inevitably do it for Finn and Came in this arc. Very cool. But I think it's really super fucking easy to find a song that really kind of jives with an idea, because it's a human experience. And I run very character-centric stories, which means it's pretty easy just to go, oh, I can see myself, or more accurately, I can see either of my 5 characters in this song. Yeah. Because they're humans, and my players are incredibly good at building out not just like a character, but like a concept. Mm-hmm. And it's just very easy to go, hey, this is it. That's cool. But honestly, I love that people fucking love music. I put a lot of thought into it. It's super important, and I think that really cool. It helps elicit the experience. Because I think as a DM, that's my core like job. Is I'm trying to deliver an experience, not a story or anything else. I want Emma to be like, "Fuck me, this is crazy." Yeah. Because I want it to feel like a roller coaster. Yeah. And not just be like, "Oh, that was a really cool like mechanic." Yeah. I want to be like, "Well, I think about that, and I can come back to that space and feel that." I think more importantly, I also want you to be like, "Why?" and like question me, because that's kind of the point. And I think that's like the elegance of D&D, to be able to go, "Hey, I'm tossing something at you," and one of you fuckers will be like, well, hang on. And I'm like, oh, okay. We're not speaking the same narrative language here. Now we're equals as like creatives, and that's like sacred to me.
That's so cool. You do that with your characters. You have songs upon songs for your characters. Yeah. Which is really cool.
Super inspiring.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And do you kind of fall into the same line where it's like you just have a song and then you're like, oh, is it that the song informs the character or the character informs the song?
I guess maybe a little bit of both. Just depends on the song.
Yeah.
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 What character do you think is your largest playlist? Do you think does a playlist just grow as you play the character?
Yeah.
So do you think you could tie it to like playtime?
Normally it's like as we go through the campaign, it's kind of like, I think the Philip one is the longest one. I played that character probably the least amount of time. Yeah. But that character went through the most in the game. So it's just like
that one's huge.
This is where the start of the playlist is normally where the story starts or backstory stuff, and then as it goes through, and then with Amara, there's her her playlist, and then there's a Harlow and Amara playlist,
Yeah.
and then there's like the Ios arc.
Yeah.
has its own playlist.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's very cool. It's very inspiring. Also, it's fun to have people suggest stuff to me or delve into your guys' things because I can pull a lot of like genres and there's a lot of cohesiveness to it too.
Very cool.
It's very cool.
Look, I listened to a song and I have a cool music video of my character in
That's
while
it.
I'm listening to it.
And that's basically
it.
That is exactly what
Basically
I'm talking about. It sounds a lot fucking flowery, but that's exactly what it is. I have an AMV in my head, and I'm like, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, exactly.
It's so fucking cool.
Exactly.
It's my character.
Shove that goddamn clown in his face.
Oh, rest in
That was
peace.
so sick. Well, guys, we'll see you guys in the bonus episode. Come join us. We're gonna do a whole nother hour, and you can hang out with us. So we'll see you guys there. Bye.